let me ask you a question. Please tell us, what is the difference between a lamb and a ram? Be specific, if that's your point.
Well, we know the difference between a ram and a lamb.
Please tell us. I'm very curious.
Well, a lamb is not a fully grown sheep.
So be honest. A lamb is a young sheep. A ram is a mature male sheep. So your point is vacuous.
Okay, moving up next, we have Marky on the phone, 3949. You're live on the air. Go right ahead with your question.
Oh. How are you this fine Lord's Day, Tovia? Okay. So let's look here. The background, God tempted Abraham, and when he went to offer his son Isaac, so Genesis 22, verse 8, and Abraham said, "My son, God will provide himself a lamb for a burnt offering." So they went, both of them together. Now, the normal answer to my question, I haven't asked my question yet, would be when the ram was caught by its horns. So my question is, was Abraham a liar when he told Isaac that God would provide himself a lamb? Because when did he ever when would God provide the lamb? We can't say that it was the ram caught by its horns. That's not a lamb, that's a ram.
Let me ask you a question. Please tell us, what is the difference between a lamb and a ram? Be specific, if that's your point.
Well, we know the difference between a ram and a lamb.
Please tell us. I'm very curious.
Well, a lamb is not a fully grown sheep.
So be honest. A lamb is a young sheep. A ram is a mature male sheep. So your point is vacuous. Anyways, thank you for your call. So your argument is completely vacuous because they're both a sheep. So you can't say that he was lying. Don't say things like that. And Christians are asking good questions. Look, I appreciate it that you're asking. Thank God you're asking. But that's not a good faith question, because a lamb is a young sheep, usually less than a year old, and a ram is a mature male sheep. It's the same species of animals. And the key takeaway of Genesis 22 is that God doesn't want human sacrifices, and he wants only an animal sacrifice. That's the key. Now, what comes into view is that one day the children of Israel in Egypt would be tested. One day the children of Israel are going to be told that they have to take a lamb, same species of ram, take a lamb, and you have to bind it up, and then you have to slaughter it on the 14th day and put the blood on the outside of your doorposts. Okay? Why do you have to do that? Because the lamb was considered a god in Egypt. And if you molest it, that was a capital offense. How do you know what I'm saying is true? Because you see it explicitly in Exodus chapter 8, where Pharaoh asked Moses, "What do you need to go into the wilderness to bring your offerings? Bring them here." So Moses said openly, says, "These are your abominations. If we'll kill it here, you'll kill us." So the Jews were, in effect, being tested like Abraham, meaning the Jew 3,300 years ago, during Yetzias Mitzrayim in the Exodus, basically they could see around them Egyptian soldiers right there, right? God of Israel, you can't see. And they were told, are you willing to defy the Egyptian soldiers, because it was against the law, to slaughter, to molest a lamb? And despite that, are you willing to demonstrate? Why do you have to put the blood on the outside of your doorposts? Kill it, but do it in the closet. No. Are you willing to, like Daniel, in Daniel chapter 6, Then it was a proclamation that went out from Darius. There's the Mede that if you pray to anyone but Darius, you're going to be killed. And what did Daniel do? He could have gone to a closet and prayed. He didn't. He went to the window in his tower and he prayed 3 times a day facing Jerusalem. So essentially, so I've answered your question, but I want to add this because I want to add more saturation and color here, because this is not just a history book. It is Ma'aseh Avos Siman Labonim, the events that occurred to our patriarchs, the progenitors of the Jewish people. The Jewish people will have to endure it again. Are you willing, the Jewish people are asked, are you willing to risk your life to put a lamb's blood on the outside of your lentil? That means everyone could see it, thus risk being executed by the Egyptian army that you very much could see. And if you're willing to do that, then I will pass over your home. And those in a future generation who are able to emulate Abraham, and that's what we're called upon to do. See Isaiah 41, verse 8 and 9, where Hashem calls Abraham my friend and calls upon the Avdi, my servant, to be like Abraham. I mean, and we're told in Isaiah that Abraham was but one. He was alone against the whole world. So this kind of argumentation, there was a ram, not a lamb, is a bad faith argument. It's silly. That was Abraham lying. It doesn't say a bison. God will provide a bison, which is a totally different species. That's silly. So don't use, you could keep using. You know what's strange I found over the years is that many Christians, even though I show them it's all lies, they keep repeating. I'm sure, well, I hope you won't do that again. But so the meaning is the same. A ram and a lamb is the same species, but there is no question a pointing forward to the future where the children of Israel would be tested like Abraham was tested centuries early. Abraham lived roughly 4 centuries before the Exodus. Thank you for your question. If you enjoyed this program, please like and subscribe.
אדון עולם אשר מלך בטרם כל יציר נברא לעת נעשה בחפצו כל